From the gateway to showbiz glory, this is Hollywood 411.
Welcome back to Hollywood 411. I'm Mark Iztook. Now, after years of asking, what is the smoke monster? We finally find out, sort of. Since there's always much to be explained on Lost, good thing that Michael Emerson, who plays Ben Linus, joins us now in studio. Such a pleasure to have you here hanging out with you, and it's fun to hang out with you versus your character Ben Linus because you're much less creepy.
I'm a lot more fun than Ben.
Good.
Not necessarily more interesting.
Well, I think so. It's been interesting watching last week's episode because we see Ben, who lies and is deceitful all of the time, finally try to own up to some of his mistakes. He goes back to the island to be judged, or so we think.
Yeah.
Are we seeing a turning point here with this character?
Well, Ben is on a kind of a downward spiral. I used to think of Ben as a general, but he's more like a lieutenant or a corporal these days. I mean, there's no one that answers to him at this point, but you have to think that he's still got something on the ball, and he's a good improviser. But yeah, he's in a weakened condition. Well,
you guys have been very deliberate about trying to make Ben a character that we can't figure out. Is he a good guy? Yeah. Is he a bad guy? I'm sure that there's elements of both. But seeing him come face to face with the smoke monster, we kind of saw that there's a human inside this very villainous facade.
Yeah, Ben, like other characters on the show, is forced to take a look at his past life and his past deeds, and there may be a question of some atonement required.
So we finally do see where the smoke monster emanates from, and we see Ben come face to face, and he gets judged, and we see him deal with the death of his daughter Alex, which he helped cause. Have we seen the last of the smoke monster, or is there more to come?
Well, I don't think so. Like everything else on the show, we've dug another layer deeper. Okay. I mean, even literally, we fell through a floor into an underground chamber. But beneath that underground chamber is someplace else that I'm sure we'll visit one day.
You're in almost every single scene in last week's episode. You spent a lot of time filming it. What did you think of the finished episode when you finally saw it, how they put it all together?
Well, it's always impressive to see it, the way some things are highlighted and some things aren't. The way a scene that you worked an entire grueling day on may have been cut down to 15 seconds or something like that. But, through the miracle of post, it ends up being a pretty exciting ride.
Very watchable, yeah. And speaking of watchable, this show is about to celebrate 100 episodes, which is a milestone for any show.
Yeah.
How excited are you guys to have reached that point, and be able to celebrate 100 episodes of Lost?
I think we stood in a sort of exhausted circle and just looked at each other like, did we really? My God, 100 hours of running around in the jungle, the violence, the weeping. Oh.
You weren't on the show when it started. We saw you introduced, was it season 2 or season 3?
Middle of season 2,
Middle of season 2. So you kind of came to this phenomenon after it had already started. But
I did.
As an actor, going out in public, having people recognize you, everybody wants to talk about Ben Linus and about the show. How much fun has that been for you?
It's a lot of fun, and I'm flattered that people are so interested. And I also think it's kind of curious the way that, even though people understand that I am not my character, they cannot resist treating me as
I imagine
such.
People get very angry at you in the airport. People come up to you, they see you,
Some people are frustrated with me, and some people are a little fearful, but they're all respectful.
Okay, that's good. Well, when you celebrate 100 episodes, hopefully you'll get more of that respect as the show continues on. How has it changed, your career and your life? Because now, obviously, you're going to get exposure for roles that might have been tougher to get in the past.
I guess, it's hard to tell how it's changed because I haven't done anything but Lost since I started on Lost, but time will tell. When Lost is all over, we'll see what there is out there. I'm sure people will be happy to have me play Ben Linus elsewhere. It will sort of be up to me to change course a little bit, I think.
I know that you can only tell us so much about what we have left to see this season, but you guys have finished taping. You've wrapped.
We have.
So you have already shot the season finale.
Yeah, the shocking finale.
Come on, what nuggets can you give us? What can you tell us about what we're going to see in the season finale?
Well, it's so packed with action. So many storylines come to a head, a really big head, and we finally get to lay eyes on certain much talked about characters that have never been shown before. And I'll say also that the ending of the ending is an explosive one.
I don't know if you could be any more vague right now.
It's what they pay me.
They're watching right now, waiting for you to mess up, right?
They
You get in
probably
trouble
are.
if you
They
say something
probably
wrong. Your wife, Carrie Preston, was in studio with us not too long ago, and she mentioned that the folks at her show, True Blood on HBO, especially creator Alan Ball, are big fans of your work, big fans of Lost as well, and there's been a little talk about maybe you making an appearance on True Blood. Is there any truth to that rumor?
I just want to say that I've always liked and admired Alan Ball. No, who would not want to do a character turn on True Blood?
Right.
I mean, because what would they have you play? A demon or a villain or I don't know, you know, the king of the dark side or something.
You're very good at playing some of these dark, twisted characters.
It could be so much fun. But I would happily play the janitor on True Blood.
Well, it'd be a nice twist of fate because she played Ben Linus's mother in Lost, which not everybody knows. So it'd be kind of nice for you to show up on her show and get some airtime.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Great. Well, I cannot thank you enough for your time, Michael. Thank you so much. You can watch new episodes of Lost on Wednesdays at 9, 8 Central on ABC.